If there is anything worse than a 6 that thinks she's a 10, it's a single mother that thinks she's a baddie. In less than 40 years, the Western modern woman have convinced men that they should not expect a woman to have a virginity, submissiveness, or proper femininity. Next on the agenda is to remove the expectation that a woman shouldn't have another man's kids. Women with and without children choose men based on the assumption that that man is going to add value to her life. So if she's a single mother, how she describes her ex should let you know everything you need to know about her and her standards. But we all know it ain't never her fault. It's just a coincidence that remained consistent for the last 60 years.
I posted a video that I got broken up with, and I got a couple comments of people saying that I must be the problem because none of my relationships work out. For context, I am a single mother. I'm 27 and I'm a content creator, so I share my life. So people on my page have seen me go through now 2 relationships. I don't like to talk about the first one though, so we're just gonna focus on one. But again, I'm on a dating journey because I do want to be a wife and have a family one day. But I want to address the "something must be wrong with you" comments and explain why there is nothing wrong with me.
There is nothing wrong with me.
Stop him! And this is going to be a great message for young women and even older women who are trying to discover themselves and trying to date again.
And here we go.
I consider myself a subjectively beautiful woman, and I am successful.
Stop the cap.
In a circumstance such as my life, that is extremely intimidating for a man.
How, Sway?
I'm speaking to myself for a second, and then I'm going to talk about how you can apply this to you. I pay all of my own bills. I buy nice clothes for myself. I travel. I take care of my son by myself. I run the household by myself.
Whoop-de-hell. All right.
Looking at these things as a whole, a man cannot come into the picture and only provide financial stability because I provide that for myself. I'm a single mother. I take care of my son, so I provide protection for my family, my household, me and my son. So the protection from a man and the financial stability from a man does nothing for me.
I hope so.
Okay.
According to crime statistics, households without a man are more likely to be burglarized or home invaded. Women without a man in public are more likely to be victims of violent and nonviolent crime over women with a man in their company. I'm not saying that women can't protect themselves, but what I am saying is they are more likely to be targeted and fail if anything was to go down.
Do I want that? Of course. But I don't need it because I'm surviving and living very comfortably.
Stop the cap.
On my own without it. So as a man, when you look at a woman of my caliber, you have to be well in tune with yourself. You have to know how to communicate. You have to be very emotionally aware of yourself. You have to actually provide value to my life.
Women with and without children choose men based on the assumption that that man is going to add value to her life.
You have to actually provide value to my life.
Since that's her standard, let's assume that her baby daddy added value to her life and she's a high value woman according to her. Probably like a Ferrari, and if you know anything about Ferrari, then you gotta qualify for them. It's an invite-only club. Now, what man would mistreat or abandon his Ferrari on the street?
I don't know, man.
And that's just a metaphor for her baby daddy. We not talking about the 2 dudes that just recently broke up with her.
I posted a video that I got broken up with.
Either these men don't like Ferraris or something's hella wrong with the product.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Because with all of the qualities that I have, of course a man would look at that and know that I could provide value, especially a man who desires a family. But a woman such as myself is going to bring out insecurity in a man who has not the ability to connect with himself emotionally, not the ability to communicate, and not really anything to provide other than if he has a good job and makes good money and can pay for stuff. It's not enough. And a lot of the times men will just settle for women who are pretty but don't have anything to offer,
Jesus Christ, kid. Why do you talk about yourself that way?
Because that woman is going to still take care of the household, still take care of the kids, and be cool with them providing financially because that woman's not doing anything else in her life outside of that.
Most men want their woman to follow his program, not their own. A woman's extracurricular activities does not provide value to a man. The woman she tried to negatively describe sounds like a traditional wife. This is what you get when you're dealing with single mothers in 2025, fellas. And speaking of extracurricular activities, this Jezebel scams her followers for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. She claims to be a certified personal trainer, but real personal trainers could provide you with a certification number and who they got their training from. She's also not a certified dietitian or a counselor, but charges the same prices as both.
Girl, you know that ain't right.
Is getting sued for fraud the value this Jezebel brings the men in her relationships?
Yep.
You got it. That's correct.
That's zero shade to the woman. I'm not shading anybody in this at all. And a lot of the times men will just settle. Zero shade to the woman. I'm not shading anybody.
I like you, man. You lie a lot.
But in my situation, I've been forced to be in this grind mode, forced to be in a position where I am playing every single role. And that's just my life and how it is at the moment. And so men just don't like that. And this is not for all men, because there are good men out there that are strong within themselves, that are very emotionally aware, that are intelligent, that can communicate. They have all of the things. A lot of them are in relationships.
No, there's plenty of good single men. You just don't qualify the same way you don't qualify for personal training.
But traditionally, men want to have some type of power. They want to be the leader. They want to be up here. And when I'm also up here, it's not good for them. They don't like that. They don't feel like a man.
That's because your position up there is fake or forced, and men are annoyed by that. Plus, it spits in the face of your dating strategy because you want men that are superior to you and that can provide value to your life.
You have to actually provide value to my life.
But let's just say you prefer pseudo-egalitarianism and want a man that's equal to you. Well, if a man is equal to you, then that means that he's equally a bad decision maker. And that explains what's wrong with that Ferrari and why your ass is a single mother.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
That's just for like the weak-minded ones. A real man, the weak-minded ones would look at a woman like me and be so in awe and want to connect with me and want to live in such togetherness with somebody who's on the same level as them, the weak-minded ones. So I really encourage you, if you are a woman who's struggling to date, please pour into yourself, become the best version of yourself, and actually make these men step up to provide some value to you. Like, they need to be a good person. They need to know how to talk, because a lot of relational issues lie in the fact that men do not want to work on themselves. They don't want to have that emotional intelligence. They don't want to have that strong communication.
You mean the same communication that women have when they expect men to read their minds? Or the fact that you're communicating to the internet that single mothers like yourself should be avoided at all costs? I wonder what language your baby daddy was communicating with you when he was trying to tell you that he wasn't no proper man.
Damn.
When you're operating at your highest self, you will one day meet somebody who is also operating at their highest self.
What did you say? A bullshit?
So I would just never settle, and financial stability is not enough. Please, it's not enough. I've poured so much into myself and making sure that I'm the best version of myself. So there's nothing that could make me believe that I'm the problem.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the Western modern woman is the most chronically immature woman in human history. Woo! Anyone that claims to be the best version of themselves after they become a single mother is a moron.
Woo!
Is this the best version of you, boo-boo?
Bro, being a single mom is literally the hardest shit ever. Like, you cannot do anything.
And why does the internet need to see you breastfeed in public?
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Let me show you what a real man would do when he meets you and your son for the first time.
Welcome. Make yourself at home.
Oh, thank you. It's nice.
Meet my son.
Nobody's perfect in a situation. I'm not saying that. There's issues that arise. I mean, even in the healthiest of relationships, we're humans. But I look at dating in the sense of, if something doesn't work out, whether it's me that ends the relationship, if it's the other party that ends the relationship, we're just not meant to be together. And that's okay. I said this in my last video. Nothing has to be wrong with you. Nothing has to be wrong with the other person. If things don't work out, then it just wasn't meant to work out. So don't let your time of singleness make you believe that something's wrong with you or that you should settle, because that's never the case. That's never the case. Take this as opportunity to pour into yourself, to pour into your faith, whatever faith that you practice. Pour into your friends, pour into your hobbies. Whatever effort and energy you pour into yourself is exactly what you're going to get back. And it may not happen in the timeline that you want, but it will happen eventually.
Meanwhile,
just suck it the up. When some days you just want to cry and it feel like you want to die, you have to somehow figure out how to get your shit together before you in front of your child. They don't talk about that. They do not. As easy as all this single parent shit looks, bro, this shit is really hard when your mental is beating your life. Like, I just want to cry so fucking bad right now, but I can't. Life is just so crazy to me. Like, what people who believe to be the happiest people are really going through the hardest times in life. And like, you literally have to pep talk yourself every day and just keep going. Like, it is literally not easy being me. But every day I have to look myself in the mirror and give me a pep talk that I one day hope I believe, so I can finally feel better about my motherfucking life. I just need a break. But then I remember there's somebody out here who is living a worse life than me, and I just need to be grateful, because in some form of way, I am living in a prayer that I want to ask God for. And despite what I feel now, I need to be grateful for the little bit He has given to me, because He will never give me more until I show gratitude for what is in front of me. This is the life of a single mom.
You let him hit it wrong. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you sing.
My homeboy just recently got a single mother pregnant, and he called me because he knows I keep it real. I basically told him, and that's the best advice that you could give a genius.
You gonna learn today.
Some men you can't help. You can't tell them nothing. That's a genius, because they know it all.
I know.
My brother has 4 baby mamas, and none of them had kids at the time. So not even he would date a single mother.
Fuck that.
And I'm sure all 4 of his baby mamas would consider him a POS. And we know that women choose men that are superior to them.
Right.
So by that logic, a woman like that is worse than a POS, and they had a POS's kid. So what kind of man do you think would choose a woman like that? Now don't forget, fellas, that's what a real man would do. Man, shout out to Hutch76K for the $14.99 super chat. He says, "Happy St. Patrick's Day from your leprechaun looking ass brother. I sincerely pray your content reaches a wider audience. Hashtag been with NGE from the start." Hey man, you got so, man, check this out, brother. I really appreciate you, and for that, you get the repeat support alert. Man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video, man. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'ma holla at y'all next time.
So something that's been getting under my skin is,
girl, what?
Men not understanding what it means to be a single mom.
Well, let them know, shit, because how else they gonna know?
I have my plate full to the maximum, right? I don't have free time. The time that I do have free, I just want to relax.
Single moms are not the only people that don't have free time.
So if you're really going to invite me out, 1, make it worth my time.
And make sure you make it worth his time.
Get creative. Invite me out for an activity. Do something different. Do something that's going to be worth my time and effort. I am taking time out of my evening to meet with you, to go and enjoy your company.
So you don't think he's taking time out to get to know you?
Don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date.
Well, girl, you don't need to go on any dates because it's not his responsibility to pay for your babysitter.
Don't just assume that you're going to invite me out for drinks and I'm going to show up. What makes you think that I'm going to put my safety in jeopardy by drinking and driving? So unless you're going to offer to pick me up and drop me off or Uber me there and back, it's a no on the drinks during the week.
These damn demands she giving is freaking ridiculous. She just gave us a whole tutorial on how to be a single mom forever. Trying to put your problems on someone else is insane. I guess she gonna be dating herself until her child is grown.